What's up guys, my name is Devin and welcome back to another episode of Footballrs. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 skill gloves for 2025. These are going to be the stickiest, best receiving gloves on the market for running backs, wide receivers, and DBs. We tested just about every skill glove out there on the market and we narrowed it down to the best of the best. This list has a little bit of everything, so you should have no problem finding the right glove for your game. Alright, let's get into it. We're going to kick it off with number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have the NXTRND G2 Pro. The fit noticeably improved from the original G2. The back of hand mesh is very nice. It conforms without sacrificing flexibility. The fingers are super snug and the thumb is locked in. The mesh really does feel like a second skin. It's very flexible and very lightweight on the back of your hand. These gloves do have silicone index finger caps, which were improved from the G2 as well. These small overlays kind of keep the glove planted and keep your fingers from twisting around when you're catching the football. Kind of key if you just want to keep the grip of the palm on the ball and you don't want to worry about anything moving around. You want the glove nice and planted, and you get that with the G2 Pro. The palm on these is NXTRND's Next Grip. It's super sticky right out of the box and stayed pretty reliable during my testing process. These also have the extended palm, so you get a little bit more grip. More catching surface area means more catches for you. The comfort on these is great. Like I mentioned, they're very comfortable. The back of hand mesh is very nice. It's very lightweight. It's very breathable. And then the neoprene cuff on there is very soft and cushy as well. And one of my favorite things about these gloves is you can wear them strapped or unstrapped. You're still going to get the same good comfort and fit regardless. Now, one of my favorite things about the G2 Pro is the amount of colorways they come in. They have 16 different colorways, so you're guaranteed to find something that's going to fit whatever color scheme you're going for, or if you're matching your team or whatever, they've got everything. Also, the G2 Pro does have the updated palm design. It's kind of like that cool designer print that we're seeing a lot of brands roll with, and it looks pretty good. Lastly, the price on these is $50, which is pretty much the market right now for a skill receiver glove, so I say that's a good price for a good glove. Overall, this is a big improvement from the regular G2 that was on this list last year. They're sticky, they're snug, and they have an excellent variety of colorways. Definitely a top glove on the market. Coming in at number 4, we have the Grip Boost DNA 2.0. Now, this glove was on my list last year. I'm a huge fan of this glove. I feel like it's really underrated. The fit on these is probably the best on the list. It's a very compressive, tight feel. The back of hand is 2 different materials that kind of combine for a supportive, secure fit. The main mesh on the back of hand is thin and lightweight, and then there's a thicker thumb material that kind of gives the glove some lockdown, but doesn't sacrifice too much breathability or flexibility. They're super lightweight, they're super breathable, and they have these stretchy gussets between the fingers to avoid bunching. Kind of makes the glove just a little bit more comfortable and fit you a little bit better. Now, the grip on these is pretty incredible as well. Of course, these have Grip Boost Plus technology, and then they have the DNA palm, which has that hexagon pattern. The whole goal of the hexagon pattern is to give you a little bit more surface area, so you get more friction, you can catch the ball just a little bit easier. Also, the grip does a really good job staying sticky. I didn't notice it losing tackiness during my testing process last year. It holds up pretty well and stays sticky. I'm a big fan of how these gloves look. They have that clean look with the DNA strand detail on the strap. I do think they need a little bit more colorways, but regardless, they look really good. And I really like how that DNA palm texture looks on the glove. These gloves are also $50, so again, right on the money, kind of exactly what most football gloves are going for, so a good price. But yeah, overall, these have one of the best grips on the market. They fit really good, and overall, it's just a really good value and puts it at number 4 on my list. Coming in at number 3, we have the Cutters Rev X. Now, these things are special to me. I had them on my list last year. I just think these are genuinely the most comfortable gloves I've ever worn. These have the Cabretta leather and neoprene back of hand, which just gives the gloves the most premium feel you've ever had. If you guys don't know or didn't watch the review, Cabretta leather is what they use in golf gloves, and those things are super comfortable, and Cutters decided to take that technology and put it into football gloves. This material also helps with the fit. It really kind of molds to your hand because it is like a true leather, and it gives you a legit custom glove feel. Of course, the Cutters on these is going to be the Cutters C-Tac. This is one of the most durable grips on the market. It's very reliable. It handles dirt and dampness better than anything else on the market. And then in typical Cutters C-Tac fashion, you have the Rev Tac Recharge, which means you can just wipe the palm and your grip is pretty much good as new. Only downside to these gloves is they do get a little bit hot and sweaty because it is a legit leather back of hand. The look on these might be my favorite. It's kind of a toss-up between these and some of the other gloves on the list, but you get that super luxurious premium feel with the Cabretta leather, the diamond stitching, the subtle gold accents, and they just look so good. And they even added some new colorways for this year. I'm not sure if I ever showed you guys those, but they do have new colorways, kind of like some more team colors, some pinks, some greens, some blues, so more colorways just like we asked for. The other downside to these is that they're $65, but again, if you want a premium receiver glove, something that is just so much higher quality than some of the other stuff on the market, so much more luxurious, then that's the price you gotta pay. Overall, these gloves are top tier in comfort and luxury. The Cabretta leather makes for an outstanding fit and comfort, and then C-Tac palms are just tried and true, one of the best grips in football. Coming in at number 2, we have the Jordan Flylock 2.0. Now, these are the latest glove from Nike/Jordan, and they blew me away. These have a very tight, compressive fit. They have an updated back of hand knit material that kind of molds like a second skin, and the fingers were much improved from last year's as well. They're just much more snug, and they just feel so much better. That mesh back of hand breathes really well. It feels really light. You don't get any any bunching or anything. The seams on the inside are super smooth. They're just super comfortable all around. I have no knocks on the comfort. For the grip, these have probably the best grip in football, the Nike/Jordan Magna Grip Plus. This formula has proven time and time again to be super sticky and last a whole season, which is always good. And these gloves do have the extended catching surface area to the base of the palm. They have index and pinky finger wraps, and then there's some overlays as well at the top to keep this thing nice and planted. Now the styling, it's a Jordan football glove, so anytime you throw that Jumpman on anything, it's gonna look really clean, and they do have some special colorways as well as their standard colorways. The premium pairs do have the stitched on Jordan logo, which I think is just such a sweet little detail, but the gloves kind of have that premium feel, the look and the details. These things look incredible. Now the main reason I didn't have these at number one is the price. So these range from 60 to 65 bucks, which is a higher end price point. Of course it's worth it, but for my number one, I like to have a glove that's kind of middle ground price point wise, but these might be the best performing glove on the list. Overall, this is definitely one of the best overall gloves of 2025. They fit good, the grip is great, and they look amazing. Finally, it's time to unveil my favorite glove from 2025. If you guys haven't hit that like button, please do it. It really helps us out. But my favorite glove and the number one glove of 2025 is the Nike VaporJet 8.0. Now, this is the second straight year the VaporJet 8.0 has been atop this list. Of course, the VaporJet 9 is going to release here in the spring pretty soon, but this glove had an incredible run. It's no surprise you see this pretty much on every single NFL player and college player if they're signed to a Nike school. They are just simply that good, and they come in so many great colorways, and they perform really well. The back of hand on these fits tight. It's a nice stretchy mesh, so it gives you a really good fit all the way around. And then these strap up nicely with the traditional strap, and they have like a little bungee in there, so you really get that extra pull and get a nice tight fit. These gloves are also pretty lightweight and breathable. They have like a quilt-like back material that you can't really see, but it molds to your hand and makes it just super duper comfortable and feels like your glove is weightless. Like, it doesn't really feel like it's on your hand. You don't feel the compression, but it's there and it's fitting tight and it's amazing. They cooked. Now, we did talk about the Magna Grip Plus with the Jordan Flylock 2s, but again, this is simply the best grip in football. I have yet to find one that I like better than this. These gloves also have the extended palm, they have the index finger wrap, and they have the pinky wrap. So there's so much catching surface area on these. If you drop the ball, it's on you. They also ventilate pretty well, which is kind of important, especially for you guys kind of playing in the South when it gets really hot. They do have some good ventilation in between the thumb, in between the fingers, and there's some holes on the pinky wrap as well. And of course, these gloves have the look of just a classic Nike VaporJet. Nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy, just a very clean silhouette with a swoosh on the back and some cool palm graphics. Then of course they go crazy with the colorways. You've got so many different team colorways, and then they have some cool like NRG colorways, some bright colorways. There's something out there for everybody when it comes to the Nike VaporJet 8. And then probably my favorite part of this, all this technology, all this great stuff, they're only 50 bucks. So they're the same price point as pretty much all the other standard receiver gloves on the market, but they just perform so much better. They're just such a better glove for the money. For that 50 bucks, you get the best glove in football. They fit great, they look great, the stick is amazing, and there's just simply nothing better on the market. Overall, easily the best overall value and best performance. This is my top glove for 2025. There you guys have it. There's my top 5 gloves for 2025. Please drop a comment down below. I want to see what gloves you guys were rocking this season or plan to rock next season. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, like the video, comment what you guys want us to do next, and make sure you guys subscribe for more videos just like this one. My name is Devin, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Footballrs.